Alright, Emma, I'm going to break down a few things here. I actually have a lot of things that I want you to fix, so get ready to be drilled here in this video. So let's begin with your down position right off the bat, and I think, I told you this a billion times when you were here. Your hands need to be in a bridge. You don't want them to be flat, okay? When they're flat like that, then we start putting ourselves into a position where our shoulders will start facing downward, and we don't want to be like that when we're coming out of the blocks. We want to be aggressive in an aggressive position, right? The other thing that I want to look at here is our shin angle to the ground. Okay, this shin should be parallel to the ground, which it's pointed up a little bit, but I think the reason it is because you are set back a little bit with your shoulders here. And I think that it would, even out also if your hands were up in a bridge. It would make those angles change a little bit. Leaving the down position and going into your set position, you actually do a really good job of raising your hips straight up, like I said. I think you get your butt just a tad too high. I think you can maybe bring it down to about there, but you raise it up a few more inches. And what we see happen is you started off good, and then maybe for half a second there you decided, this feels a little uncomfortable. So what you're going to see yourself do is rock back right here. You rock back, you can clearly see it, and then you're like, okay, I feel comfortable here, and now I'm going to push out. Okay, so you did all that work to set yourself up right, just to rock back in the blocks before you take off. So we definitely want to make sure that we are set up correctly, we raise our hips straight up, and we're not rocking back in the blocks, because that's just going to cause you to stand straight up, and it's going to mess with all the other angles. I think that your initial push out of the blocks has some good things and bad things. Right here we see that this foot and this foot are a little bit both off the ground at the same time. You want that to be a little bit more obvious. I think you could get better displacement in the air, and I think one of the ways that you're going to do that is by having a bigger split with your arms, okay? They look kind of tense and very, very close to your body right now. If you look over, if you look over here at Nicole's arms, you can see a bigger split here, and you can see the differences between both of you. So let's get into our next couple strides. One of the biggest things I saw with you is your posture. You actually hit the ground, or your striking pattern is very good. I think that every time you strike the ground, your shins are parallel, and that's a good thing. You want to do that out of the blocks. Actually, if you look at yourself here, and then you look at Nicole next to you, her shins are not parallel to each other because she's overstriding. So you're doing the right thing here. The only thing I would change is your posture. You're a tall girl, so staying low is going to feel a little bit different, and I think you're trying to stay low. You're going to look a little different coming out of the blocks. You have long legs, you're taller. Just trust the way that your posture feels when you push out of the blocks. And again, with the arms, if you see a bigger split here with the arms and you're a little bit more aggressive with your arms being powerful too, I bet your posture straightens right up from that. So let's look at some other things. So really, the fact that you have a good striking pattern, that's a good thing. That's kind of a hard thing for some people to overcome. So I would just like to see you be a little bit more aggressive with it. And you can see a little bit of side-to-side rotation, a little swerving. You can see it in your shoulders and your hips. Okay, so you want to make sure that we're being precise with those arms. We don't want them swinging across our body. A lot of your issues are in your arms, The other things you do pretty well. If you can just fix your arms, you're going to solve a lot of problems. Overall, those are the things I see, and I think you're off to a good start. So let's rewind this, and we're going to play it back for you in slow motion.